We're cooking turkeys in the driveway today. We've got the ultimate turkey roaster going. We're about 45 minutes into this particular roast. You got to come take a look. This ultimate turkey roaster is going to have this 13.5-pound turkey finished in less than an hour and 20 minutes. Recently, at one of our Dutch oven demos, I was talking about how you can cook anything outside that you can cook inside, and even talked about how our Thanksgiving dinners are frequently cooked outside in the driveway. We use Dutch ovens for just about everything. One of the questions came is, do you cook your turkey in a Dutch oven? And the answer was, yes, we have, and we do. But what we really like to cook our turkeys in are the ultimate turkey roasters. It's an old Camp Chef product. They're not made anymore, but there's a lot of them available on eBay, and they're a great device for cooking a turkey juicy and tender and relatively quickly. So we've got a lot of stuff laid out today. We've got 2 of these ultimate turkey roasters here, and we're going to cook one of these birds on propane, the other on charcoal, to do a little bit of comparison to see how they come out. The ultimate turkey roaster is a Camp Chef product that hasn't been made in several years. There's still many available in the aftermarkets, and I highly recommend them. It's a cast iron device that has 2 parts to it. There's a deep lid and a deep base. If we look at the base, you're going to see that there is a cylinder or a center post, kind of like a bundt cake pan. And what that is, much like a bundt cake pan, it's a device that allows air and heat to flow up. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this trivet in the bottom, which will keep the turkey, sorry for the loud noise, keep the turkey from actually getting scorched on the bottom of the pan. We're going to put this over the burner. It's going to have heat come up through the center, plus up the sides because of the cast iron conducting that heat. We're going to take one of these turkeys and going to literally impale it upon that post. And in doing that, once we put the seasoning on it, we'll put the lid on, and we're going to cook this for about 5 minutes a pound. They go that quickly. And while we're doing it, Camp Chef has a tiny groove that you can see right here that a thermometer can stick into. So we have a probe thermometer monitoring our temperature, and we'll be doing that. Completely done, 165 degrees. Some will say 170, some will go a little bit less. Today, we're going to do them a little less because the plan is to cook these birds, cool them, slice them, and then set them aside in the freezer for a couple of weeks. So when we get to Thanksgiving, all we have to do is throw them in the oven and heat them up and make it simple that way. So the next step is putting the seasoning on the bird. We're going to spray the insides of these all over, inside, every surface we can, with a spray oil to it so it'll keep from sticking. We'll season it up. We've got a combination of garlic and onion, and we're going to be using salt and pepper. We've got some rosemary. You can put any kind of seasoning that you want on your turkeys, and the next step you'll see is a bird in here getting ready to go on the fire. We're all set up outside. We've got one of these ultimate turkey roasters with this nicely seasoned turkey that's going to be going on propane. The other we're going to be putting on charcoal. I'll get the charcoal going in just a minute. The couple of things to point out. The ultimate turkey roaster has a diffuser plate. Don't do this when it's hot. But this steel diffuser plate sits on top of the burner. That way when the heat comes up, it's diffused around the sides of it, so it'll come up the sides of the cast iron and heat the container in its entirety. In order to tell if we're done, I've got a thermometer probe that I'm going to be sliding in here into the thickest part of the turkey breast. My timer will tell me the temperature I'm looking for. Now, 165 degrees is a fully cooked turkey. We're going to go underneath that a little bit. I've actually got the timer set for 150. We're not going to stop then, but I want to know when it hits 150 because I only have one temperature probe, and I'm going to have to use a stick thermometer to check the other one over the charcoal. So that'll be our guide, is when this one gets to 150, I'm going to expect the other one to be close to where it needs to be as well. So we're going to start up the fire on the propane. We're going to start up some charcoal and get it going here, and we'll check back in off and on. We've got the fire on and the bird on the fire on the propane side. We've got some charcoal being lit. Yes, I'm using a charcoal chimney on propane. as kind of a quick and easy way to get charcoal going for this. We're going to have the charcoal cooked portion on a trivet up above the charcoal in this hog feed pan. The feed pan is going to do two things. It's going to be a little bit of a windscreen. It's also going to have the heat a little bit further away from the bottom of the pan, because I don't have the heat diffuser for the second turkey roaster. And we'll check back in as we go. Based on our weight and time estimate, at 13 pounds for the bigger of the two turkeys, we're looking at 5 minutes a pound, so about 65 minutes. So we'll see how close that comes. Well, we've got the charcoal lit. How much charcoal do we need underneath it? I don't know. I've never done it with charcoal. I'm laying out a full pan on the bottom. That's probably going to be more than I need, and I may be adjusting it if it seems like it's getting too hot too quick. Got a few spare parts over here, but we're going to go ahead and put this on. It's getting a little bit delayed start to the other one, but it's a little smaller bird, and we will be back in a little bit and check temperatures, check the cooking progress, and update as we learn more as we go. We are less than 40 minutes into this roasting, and we're already at a 95-degree internal temperature. And although we've got a ways to go, I got to take a look. So let's take a look, and we're going to see both how the setup looks and how we're looking on the inside. So this turkey is just sizzling away. No, it's not ready yet. It's got some time to go, but it is really moving at a really fast pace. I forget how efficient these Ultimate Turkey Roasters are. We're going to look at the other one over here as well. This one's charcoal. This one's more of a little bit of a gamble because we don't have a thermometer in it. We'll see how we're doing there. And also, it looks like we're just doing great. That rosemary didn't want to stay down, but that's okay. It's going to drip that rosemary flavor all throughout. So we'll check back in after a while. We miscalculated our time. It didn't do the hour and 5 minutes like I was getting excited about. We're about an hour and a half in, but we just had our timer go off. We are actually at 156 degrees now, fully cooked 165. 156 is certainly safe to eat if it maintains at that temperature for a long enough time to basically pasteurize. We're not going to do that. We're going to take it, cool it, slice it, and then when we reheat it, it will get up to the fully cooked level. But here's how we're looking right now. The only thing the Ultimate Turkey Roaster doesn't do for us is it doesn't give us a brown skin. But we don't care. Once we start slicing this, the skin doesn't matter because the skin's going to come off. So that's where we are for right now. We've got the other one that's still finishing up, and I would say that today's project has been a success.